How to set up your webcam to make yourself look as nice as possible while video calling. So, you had the call. The BBC, they rang you up and they said, you're an expert and we want to talk to you about this thing. But you need to call in, you can't come to the studios, you can call in on Skype. And you get all prepared, you prepare your content, you're really excited about it, and you get your laptop out, and then this happens. Hi, I'm on the BBC, and I look a bit weird because the camera's up my nose, and yeah, it's not good. So yeah, that's a pretty extreme example. Well, this is an extreme example, but I've literally seen, I've been having lots of video calls with people recently, and people are doing video calls like this, and it doesn't look good, and it's not difficult to make some simple changes to get the best out of your webcam. So one of the most important things, I think, is eyeline. So it's really important to identify where the camera is and move it to a good position. So a good position is just above your eyeline. So at the moment, so my iMac camera is at the top of my screen here. So that's quite a good position. I'll adjust it as I go through. I tend to stand depending on the situation, but I would want that a little bit higher. So I will boost up the eyeline, and that just helps with these things here. So if you've got chins, you look nicer if the camera is a little bit above your eyeline. So to get the framing right, you want your eyeline about 2/3 of the way up the screen, just a little bit of a gap in between your hair, your top of your hair and the top of the camera. The second thing is lighting. So lighting's an interesting challenge for everybody. So one of the key things with lighting is to get the light source behind the camera. So at the moment, as you can see here, there's a window behind me here on the iMac monitor. So this window is coming in, and it basically it's lighting my face unevenly. You can see like this side of my face is darker, this side of my face is lighter. One of the best things to do is put your laptop or your computer camera in front of the window. So pointing, the window's behind the camera and it's pointing towards you. And different cameras deal differently with lighting, so it's bespoke to your own, but what you want is a nice even balance. The first thing we'll do in here is we'll set up my iMac for good lighting. So we have the window light over here, and then I've set up another light. We won't be able to see that here, but I will turn this on. So as you can see, that does make a big difference straight away in terms of the balance of the light that's on my face. If you have a white wall behind your computer, bounce the light off of that wall. So point the light towards the wall and bounce the light off of it, and then it will bounce back onto your face. If you try and point a bright lamp or something right at your face, it won't work. It will wash you out and it'll overexpose parts of you, underexpose the background. You want a nice, even, what's called exposure across the scene, where the balance of light is even everywhere. As you saw before, when we were back in this original position, we were like this, weren't we? And we had the messy desk behind us. So just make sure you remove any clutter from the background and create a scene which represents, something about you, something about who you are, and supports your message, or just doesn't distract from what you're trying to say. So when I do a live stream or do a video call, I tend to use just a simple USB microphone and headset. So, the one on your laptop, lots of them are very good, but I would always recommend having something a bit more official. If you don't want to wear it, you can just put it down in front of you and just make it more clear that, these are better at picking up. So yeah, think about, the ones for your iPhones are really good. The microphone comes through clearly. Again, you just don't want anything that's going to distract too much from what you're talking about. Hopefully, I look better than I did at the start. We'll see when we get to the end. But so we've been through eyeline, making sure you position the camera above your eyeline. Lighting, thinking about where the light source is coming from and trying to move the light source to help with that. Framing, so the position of where your eyes are in the scene. Yeah, I think this is one of the a key thing here, that a lot of the time people put themselves in a weird position in the scene and it looks very odd. Sound, making sure you use an external microphone, especially if you're using a laptop and you're going to be typing notes. What to wear, it's all about the context. To think about what is the right thing to be wearing for that situation you're about to go into. Makeup, so I would suggest if it's a formal presentation or a formal webinar you're doing, wear makeup. If you wear makeup, I mean, some people might just normally wear makeup in the process of day-to-day life, so just do what you would normally do. And if you don't wear makeup, it might be advisable just to put a little bit of foundation on for a formal presentation that you're delivering on camera. Have a drink, so make sure you've got a glass of water. I started a video call earlier and suddenly realised I didn't have a drink and was like, and was messaging people to ask them to bring me a drink. So cheers, here's my glass of water that I have. Final tip of the day is mute yourself. If you are not talking in the scene, please mute your microphone. It's very annoying to hear you breathing or to hear your dog barking in the background or doors slamming or whatever other noises a normal home produces. So make sure when you're not speaking, you mute your microphone.